Hey guys, and welcome to Yoga with DC. Today's is a full body power flow class, and we're going to focus on arms, abs, glutes, and legs. This is going to be a continuously moving flow, so if you do need a break in between, feel free to take a break and pause and rest as needed. If you do like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment with your feedback. All you need for today's class is a yoga mat and yourself. And so if you are ready, we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start the class today in a plank pose. We're going to hold the plank for about a minute, and then once we fire up the core, fire up the entire body, we're going to get started with the flow. So since this is a 1-minute plank, forearm plank, bringing the elbows down to the mat, grabbing onto opposite elbows, and then bringing the forearms out in front of you. Then lifting the knees off the mat, getting ready into a forearm plank, like so. So option 1, you can keep the hands out forward with the palms facing down, or you can have the palms facing up, which is a little bit more challenging. And you can clasp the hands and bring them in front of you like so, for a little bit more stability, or maybe a little bit more of an easier option. Whichever option you take, draw the belly in, engage the core. This is always, a forearm plank is always a wonderful way to start a workout or a yoga class. It fires up your entire body, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Your thighs, your legs, your shoulders, your upper body, your core, everything is fired up in this 1 minute, of which you have 8 more seconds left. And we're done with that. Before we bring the knees down, let's lift the right leg up. Setting it back down, left leg up. Setting it back down, and then bringing the knees down to the mat. You can take a child's pose briefly. And then from here, we're going to get into a tabletop position. So the alignment here is to have the wrists right below the shoulders. Knees are hip width apart, neutral spine. And from here, again, we're going to do a little bit more of core work, engaging the abs, lifting the knees off the mat. Option for the toes, you can either have the toes on the mat, or you can have the top of the feet on the mat. Hovering over the table, hovering over the mat with the knees lifted about an inch or so. And bringing the knees back down. We'll do one more round of this. So in the first option, if you did with the toes on the mat, this time maybe you can lift with the front of the feet, top of the feet on the mat. So whichever option you pick, lifting the knees up the mat, hovering over the mat, holding here for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1, getting into a plank, lifting the hips up and back for a downward facing dog, pushing the mat away, drawing the heels down to the mat, sending the hips up. Gaze can be on the knees or on the toes, or maybe even the navel if that's accessible today. Shoulders away from the ears. And then from here, lifting the right leg up to the sky, bending the knee, bringing the knee to the chest, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stepping it through. Left leg pivots and plants at a 45-degree. As you inhale, lifting up into warrior 1, reaching both hands up to the sky. We're going to a flow here. As you exhale, sending the hands back, chest is leaning forward. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2, inhale for 3, exhale for 3, inhale for 4, exhale as you bring the chest to the thigh. Last time, inhale to find length, exhale to find the chest to the thigh. Inhale right back up. From here, we're going to make our way into a warrior 3. So ever so slowly shifting the weight over to that right leg, and then slowly dragging the left leg forward until you're coming into this like so. Keeping the drishti or focus on one steady gazing point. As As we inhale, lifting the left knee up like in a one-legged Tadasana. Sending the leg forward, going into a flow here. And then sending the leg back. For warrior three, sending both hands back. Inhale to lift up. Sending that leg forward. To exhale, sending the legs back. Sending the hands behind like a wing, like wings. Inhale to lift back up. Sending the leg forward. 2 more times as you send the hands back like a birdie. Then as you stand up tall in one-legged Tadasana, and sending the leg forward, engaging the quads. Sending the leg back, last time. This time one-legged Tadasana. Sending the leg forward. Now without placing the leg down, we're going to get into a figure 4 shape. So bringing the knees close to the chest, holding it in, and then crossing it over the standing leg like a 4 or like a figure 4, and then gently sitting or sending the hips back, rolling the knees over to the side. Should get a nice hip opening here. This is option 1. If you're feeling slightly more spicy, we can go for the half lotus bind here. So sending the leg over like so, and then binding the left foot with the right hand, and then again coming into a forward fold. This is a little bit more intense, so take this option if this is in your practice. Whichever option you took, standing right back up, releasing the left leg, still not stepping it down. I'm going to do something a little bit more spicy here. We're going to grab on to the left big toe, sending the leg out straight forward, and slowly make our way into a pistol squat. If this isn't happening, you can make your way down to the mat in the way that's feasible to you today, but over time we'll work our way into getting into a seated pose in a pistol squat. Now the right knee is up close to your chest, sending it to the mat or dropping it to the side. As you inhale, lifting up tall, going to get into a Chandrashirshasana fold, so finding the length in the spine as you sit up tall. And as you exhale, folding over that extended leg. Inhale as you lift back up. Now this time bringing the left knee to the chest, right knee sent forward, dropping the left knee to the side. Inhale to sit up tall, lifting the spine. Exhale, lifting the torso. Exhale as you extend over that extended right leg, actively pointing those big toes. Inhale as we lift right back up. From here, making our way into a plank. So the shoulders are right below the, wrists are right below the shoulders. We're going to do 5 push-ups here. So as you exhale, bringing the chest down to the mat. Inhale to lift up. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Send the hips up and back for a downward facing dog. We're going to have to do all of those things again on the left side. Left leg lifts up to the sky. Bending the elbow, drawing the left knee to the nose. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stepping it through. Warrior 1 as you lift up, rise up. Right leg is pivoted and pointed at a 45-degree, hips are pointed forward. We're going to do the same flow as we inhale, rising both hands up to the sky. As you exhale, sending the chest forward, sending the hands back. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2, inhale for 3. Wow. Exhale for 3, inhale for 4. Exhale for 4, inhale for 5, exhale for 5. And from here, we're going to make our way into the same warrior 3 stance again. So ever so slowly, Moving the weight over to the left leg and then slowly lifting the right leg up, sending both hands back like so in warrior 3. Then as you inhale, sending the right leg up like in a one-legged Tadasana. Then engaging your quads, sending the right leg forward. As you exhale, sending the legs back, sending the hands back. Inhale for one-legged Tadasana. Sending the legs forward. For 3, warrior 3. Inhale as you rise up, lift up. Sending the legs forward. Exhale for 4. Inhale to lift up into one-legged Tadasana. Engaging the quads, sending the leg forward. Last time, sending the legs back. As you inhale, lift up, rise up. Sending the legs forward. Then from here, bring the right leg or the right knee to the chest. And then gently dropping it over like in a figure 4. If you prefer to do this option, dropping the knees over to the side. Gently sending the hips low. This is option 1. This is a wonderful hip opener in itself. Or if you want to go for option 2, you can bring the legs like in a lotus pose or a half lotus pose. Going for the bind here. Grabbing on to the right foot. Bringing the left hand to the mat. Coming into a half lotus bind forward 4. Whichever option you take, holding it here. So inhale, rising back up. If you had a bind, let it go. And then holding on to those big toes, sending the leg forward, making our way into a pistol squat. And then sending the hips down, dropping the left knee to the side this time. So last time we did a Janushirshasana. This time we're going to do a revolved Janushirshasana. If you prefer to do the first version again, please feel free to. Otherwise, sending the right leg forward in line with the extended right foot. Send the left hand up and over like so. Getting a nice chest opening here. If you'd like to go for a bind, feel free to go for the bind. Otherwise, this is also a wonderful place to be. Inhale as you lift right back up. As you exhale this time, bringing the left foot to extend forward, left leg to extend forward. Left big toes are actively pointed towards your face. Right leg is bent, right knee is bent and drop to the side. This time extending the left hand forward parallel to the extended left leg. Right hand reaching up and over. Again, option here to stay here or go for the bind. Sending the chest through. Holding this pose for maybe 2 to 3 breaths. Then lifting right back up, making our way into a plank again. This time we're going to bring the right hand to the center, left hand reaching up to the sky, making our way into a side plank. Option 1, you stay here. If side plank is not in your practice, maybe you can stagger the feet or bring the right knee down to the mat. Okay, whichever option you take. If you bring the right knee down to the mat, this is a wonderful place to be. Stay here and then feel the stretch. Feel you're still strengthening your right hand, right arm and getting a nice lateral stretch. So if you made your way into a plank, however, we're going to do a little bit of a flow. Exhale, hip down. Inhale, lift up. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And then making our way into the plank. This time bringing the left hand to the center, right hand reaching up. So I'll shift this way. Again, whichever option suits best for you. You can bring the left knee down. You can stagger the feet, whichever works best for you. We're going to do the same hip dips this side. So as you exhale, bring the hips down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. For 3. For 2, for 1, and coming back into a plank. So we're done with all the, almost done with all the hard stuff. From here, coming from a plank, we'll bring the knees, chest, and chin down to the mat, sending the chest through, coming into a sphinx pose. So holding on to opposite elbows. Bringing the forearms in front of you, sending the chest through. And then from here, making our way into a downward facing dog. Reaching to the front of the mat either through a jump through, so you can bring the knees to the chest, looking forward. Making our way into a malasana squat through a jump, or you can simply walk your feet forward and then dropping them outside each hand, coming into a malasana squat like so. So we'll hold the malasana squat for about 3 to 4 breaths, feeling the hips open. And then from here, we're going to attempt a few breaths of crow pose. So for crows in your practice, you know what to do, you can get into it right away. Bringing the hands in front of you, bringing the elbows into the armpit, and then slowly shifting the weight forward, lifting up the feet, bringing one steady drishti or gazing point. As you hold it here for a few breaths, trying to straighten the arms as much as you can, and then coming back down. You can do one more round of these, round of this. If a crow is not in your practice, you can simply try bringing the weight forward and then lifting one leg, placing it down, lifting the other, placing it down, and then do a few drills of this. That itself is very intense. You're still bringing or building the strength for your upper body to lift up into a crow. Eventually, you will have the core strength and the upper body strength to lift up effortlessly. So spending some time here, we'll do one more round of crow, and then we're all set for the last pose or the last flow. So we'll give crow one more attempt to lift up, straighten the hand, and then holding it here for a few breaths. And when you're ready, we'll make our way into the mat. So we worked on our legs, arms, abs. We're going to work on our glutes now. So before you lie down on your mat, bring in the feet, the soles of the feet to touch like in a Baddha Konasana. And then sending your torso all the way back till you're lying down on your back. And when it's good to come into the frame, send the hips open to either side. Then from here, rolling over your shoulder blades and lifting the hips up like so. So we're going to do frog bridge pulses. We're going to do 10 of these. So exhale, bring them down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 6. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 7. Exhale for 7. Inhale for 8. Exhale for 8. 9 and 10. And we are done. So final pose, you can either bring the knees to the chest, come into a happy baby, holding on to opposite feet. Holding on to your feet and rocking from side to side, or if you'd like to meditate or take a shavasana, at this point feel free to do so. But otherwise, we're done with this quick flow. We touched upon a lot of different stretches and a lot of different strength and conditioning moves, and it's all under 20 minutes. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe and come back for more.